Good morning everyone. Warm welcome to Storage Area Network. I am Lokesh MR, working as a professor in Computer Science Department. I am handling this subject along with Professor Amrut, Information Science and Engineering, Maharaja Institute of Technology. So, this is the third module discussions of a storage area networks, and this is of the session 3. In session 1 and session 2, we are discussing about overview of the subjects called backups and archive and the need of it, and mainly we are concentrating on how our business continuity will be carried out for making our services to the end users 24/7. In the previous session, we have today's agenda is to discuss about single point of failure avoidance and as well as multi point of failure avoidance. This is the first objective. The second objective is to identify the backup purpose. What is the backup purpose and what is the need of backup purpose? How do we do the backup purpose in the storage area networks? That is the things we are looking at, and we are discussing about backup topology in these sessions. These are the 3 objectives of these sessions. Before going to that, I want to overview of previous sessions what we have covered till now in the module 3. So, in the first 2 sessions we have discussed about information availability. In information availability, we told that how much important the information is, and when actually our information is unavailable in terms of when they need an upgradations of the storage area networks as well as some upgradation of softwares and maintenance purpose like that. And also we discuss about the measurements, the measurements of information availability for 24/7. So, by using something called mean time between failure and mean time repair like that, all these operation is supports for business continuity, and we discuss about what do you mean by business continuity by understanding the terminologies, something like disaster recovery and disaster restart and to measure those disasters. So, what are the precautions we are taking care? Something called recovery of objectives. What do you mean by recovery of objectives? Recovery point objectives, and what do you mean by recovery time objectives, and what do you mean by data wallet? What do you mean by hot site and cold sites and server clustering? All these we have discussed in the previous sessions. Along with that, we have discussed about business continuity planning life cycles, which can be divided into 5 stages. So, establishing the objective by analyzing the different people, by analyzing different parameters starting from the requirements of the businesses and identifying the scope of the business and identifying the budget needs being achieved for the business services like that. Whenever we are providing services from the data centers to the business people, we can't provide all the resources. So, we need to identify their budget and then we need to provide the services. That is being done by performing some establishing the objects, establishing the object and analyzing the parameters and designing and developing according to the requirements, and then deploying operations, and then perform the training operations and testing and assessing the plan which we have already done it, and we perform the operations of maintaining. Today we are discussing about clustering and multipathing architectures, multipathing architectures. So, what do you mean by that? The main purpose of today's objective is to identify how actually we are avoiding failures in the data centers. Okay, we discussed about a single point of failures. Okay, to resolve these, okay, the main to resolve single point of failure, assume that whenever we are providing a services to the end users, okay, from the data centers to the host machine, there will be a faults. Either the faults may be from the host side, or the faults may be in the server side. Okay. How do we overcome those things? How do we, if any single point been failed for providing the services, how do we overcome it? Mainly we overcome by using something called redundanting the components. Okay, redundanting the components. So, what do you mean by that? That means if you want to avoid any failure occurs in the services, okay, in the data storage area network services, we do the recovery point, avoiding of failures by using something called redundancies. Okay, by using redundancies of components. Okay, either we can perform a redundancy of components, or we can perform the redundancy of the softwares. How do we do that? That will be done by carefully analyzing the performance of every points of failures in the architectures of storage area networks, and then we need to provide a redundant components of failures, redundant components of failures. So, let us analyze the redundant operations done in the storage area networks. So, every person will be accessing the information through client server operations. Okay, this is how actually the things will be done, and these client server operations will be communicating with the IP networks. Okay, so these IP networks in turns will be interacting with the servers. Okay, in turn interacting with the servers. These servers will be using something called network interface card. Okay, network interface card, we call it as network interface teaming. Okay, so call it as network interface teaming. So, to enhance the performance of the servers, we use something called hypervisioners. Okay, the main purpose of hypervisioner is to create the virtual machines. Okay, so we are creating the virtual machine along with the servers. Okay, along with the servers. These server in turns will be connecting with the front end ports and the back end port, which we call it as a path. Okay, these server in turns will be connecting to the fiber channel switches. Okay, this is how actually the infrastructure is maintained between the host machines as well as the data centers. Okay, and this is the switches where it can be communicating between one switches to the another switches. These in turn will be connected with the large number of storage arrays. Okay, large number of storage arrays. This is called as storage array. Okay, so this is how actually the communication takes place between the client machines along with the communications of the servers and the data centers. Okay, these in turns will be communicating along with the intelligent softwares. We have understood we have back end front end port and back end port along with some caches like that. This is how actually it looks like a servers. We need to identify some of the points. Okay, we need to identify some of the points where we need to avoid failures occurs. Okay, how do we do that? As I was telling that will be done by using a redundant operations. Redundant operations in the sense that we need to create one more virtual software, okay, virtual components along with the existing things. Okay, by performing by this, we can also improvise the performance of the storage area networks. Instead of having a single machines, okay, single components, we keep a copy of two machines. Instead of having a one switches, we use a two switches for the communications, and if and all the communications is being taken place by using a different paths, okay, two paths. Okay, if one path is not working properly, through the other path the data needs to be communicated. Okay, so and these switches will be connecting to the particular ports, okay, like this. Okay, similarly these switches is being connecting to the other ports, like that. The server, which is connections between assume that this is one switch, and we are creating one more fiber channel switches for communications, and these communication is connecting to the server upper part of the servers, and these switches is being connected to the lower part of the switches, so that when we are communicating between the host machines as well as the client machines, so will be communicated. Even another IP networks also needs to be communicated with the other servers. Okay, and the port which is connected to this will be connecting to one of the network, the other port which is connected to this needs to be connected to the another network. That means, so even the IP infrastructures also been created at two virtual networks to perform an operations. So this is called as IP network redundancies. IP network redundancy. That means the redundant operations is not only done for the components which we are using it, we need to identify the single point, okay, single point of each component which we are using it. Either it may be a network or it may be a components. These are the host bus adapters redundancies. Okay, host bus adapter redundancy, like this. It's not only the host bus bus adapter redundancies, even the network operations also will be network infrastructures also will be done the redundant operations. Even the infrastructures like switches will be used for the redundant operations. Not only the switches which we are using it, even our storage arrays also will be performs a redundance operations. Okay, will be perform a operations of redundance. Assume that this is a one more storage array which performs the operations of communications between the host machine as well as the data centers. Okay, by using two servers. It's not by using a single server, it will be using two servers for communications. It will be using two storage arrays for the communications. Such type of, it's not only that, this is one more NI terms, okay, where it performs the operations of the same thing by using it. Okay, that means not only the network infrastructures we are performing at duplications, even starting from the network interface card. Okay, we configure both the network interface card for single point of failures. If any one communication is been failed, so that will be replaced by the another servers once the failured components is been repaired. Okay, as we have told that we have to consider the measurements of the business continuity by using a mean time of failure, mean time to recovery. These are the two parameters. Till what time our components, either it may be a network components, or it may be a port, or it may be our switches, or it may be our arrays of ports. Every single points which we are using for the communication between the storage array to the host needs to perform a redundant operations, and it needs to be configured. Okay. Such type of operations is nothing but avoiding the single point of failures by identifying the pairs of components. Even this is nothing but a RAID, okay, redundant array of independent disks, and this is nothing but a remote sites. Okay, we call it the array in the form of remote sites. So, whenever the communication takes place from the storage array to the data centers, it is not communicating along with the single disk, it will be having a communications along with the remote sites. Okay, that is how actually the design has been done whenever we are implementing the storage area network infrastructures. So, by this we can avoid a failures. Okay, we can avoid the failures in all the stages, either while requesting the informations and while providing the infrastructure, network infrastructures, either it may be a IP based infrastructures, or it may be a switch based infrastructures, network infrastructures like switches, gateways, hubs, like that. Okay, and not only that, we are also avoiding failures of the client machines by using a concept called multipath software. Okay, by using a concept called multipath software. So, we use a softwares. Okay, we use a software by the name called multipath softwares. So, if you are using this software by the name called multipath softwares, it will configure the multiple paths to increases the data availability to follow, as well as it also avoids the failure paths while we are performing the communication operations. Okay, that means multipath softwares will configures the paths of communication between the client as well as the storage array by providing one or more IO paths. Okay, IO paths. If one path is failed, it will immediately identifies the alternate paths, and then the data is transmitted to the alternate paths. Okay, such types of developing a softwares in each stages is called as multipath softwares. It will be implemented in the client machines. It is also implemented in the server machines to identify the different stages of communications like IO IP configurations in the client machines and fiber switches communications in the server machines, like that. As we told that the increasing the path is not only avoid the failures of failure avoidance, it also increases the performance of the communications. That means it maximizes the servers. Okay, we are, instead of providing the services from the single servers, it can provide the services from the two servers, and if any load occurs between the one servers, it will be delegated to the remote sites. Load balancing also can be done. That means storages, proper utilization of storages can be done. And since we are using a different switches and different communications softwares, so that we can use a multipath informations. We can use the multipath informations for the communications. Like that, by performing an operations of multipath software, not only we avoid the failures in the path, we are also identify the alternative path for the communications, okay, and it also reduces the communication functionalities by making the infrastructures with a very good load balancing, and also it will perform a distributions of I/O for all the active paths, so that the performance of the storage area networks will be increases. And also by using a software called multipath softwares, it uses intelligent management of paths, so that optimally the communications takes place, okay, between the each single stages. Assume that if the data is transferred from these paths, may take a long time for communications. If the data path is taken from this path, so it will have a less type of communication. Such type of shortest path identifications of the communications between the host machines as well as the data centers is taken care by the multipath softwares, and it uses it will be identifies for deciding which path if you communicate then the data will be transmitted, and these type of identifying the alternate paths and identifying the optimal resources for communications is taken automatically, and it will be rerouting the I/O paths in both actual communication as well as through the virtual environments. That means by using something called hyper visions, by using a virtual machines, we can make our multipaths communications. If we are using a virtual machines, obviously along with the regular software, a third party software modules can be embedded for the virtual machine, so that the communications may not be changed along with the regular operations. Okay, this is how actually the communication is taken place whenever we perform an operations called storage area networks. Okay. Now, let us understand the other topics. This is the way of making the single point of failure by avoiding the single point of failures, and designing a multipaths in the single point of failures, multipath software, by avoiding the single point of failures. Now, let us understand the backup purpose. The main purpose of this module is to understand how the backup operations will be done. Okay. The purpose of backups. Okay. The purpose of backup. The main purpose of backups is to is being analyzed by three parameters. One is by disaster recovery. Okay. So, this we have already come across. We will elaborate the concepts of disaster recovery by taking a few more examples. Okay. So, disaster recovery, this is one parameters of identifying the backup purpose. So, whenever we perform a disaster recovery operations, we need to take a copy of the backups when we perform an operations of storing the informations. So, as I was discussed in the previous class, whenever we are taking a, whenever we managing a disaster recovery operations, we use a concept called recovery point objectives. Recovery point objective. The main point of recovery point objective is to identify at which point the failures may occur. For example, when we run a business 24/7, we identify that let us take a backup after 24 hours. So that it will be used for history of analyzing how we have performed the businesses. Okay, like that we fixes, okay, according to the business objectives, the recovery point of objectives, okay, taking the backups according to the objectives will be decided by the organizations. Some people will take the backups after 12 hours, some people will be taking backup of 6 hours, some people will be taken backups at 1 hour, some people will be taking the backup immediately. Okay. So, the second type of analyzing the taking the backup is nothing but by using something called recovery time objectives. Okay, recovery time objectives. So, these are the two parameters we use for measuring the disaster recovery. Okay, measuring the disaster recovery, and whenever we perform such type of operations, okay, that means identifying the disasters by taking a copy of it, and if any, it is not only for taking the identifying the disasters, as I was telling that it is also used for analyzing the things. Okay. The second purpose of taking the backup is for operational recovery. Okay. Second point of performing the backup is for operational recovery. What do you mean by operational? Operational means the data which is produced by every businesses in the form of transactions are called as operationals. Okay. These backups are needs to be restored. Okay. This transaction needs to be restored, and if any operations, okay, like abnormalities occurs than the regular routines of operations will be identified by taking the backups. We identify, like after performing every operations, we take the backups, and these backups is analyzed and made improvised for the betterment of the business opportunities. Sometimes such businesses is also used for analytical purpose. As I was as we know that in the malls and all, Wednesdays and Fridays, for Wednesdays will be having a offer day. That means they feel that in the middle of the week there will be a less business opportunities. Those things of analysis is done by operational recovery. That means all the things which we are doing it needs to work in the form of operational fashion. Okay. And the third type of purpose for the backup is to archival. Okay. So, as we know that the word archival is nothing but storing the informations in a condensed fashions. Okay. And previous class we have discussed something called content address storage, okay, where actually the content address storage means like all the storage informations are represented in the form of logical fashion. Okay, logical fashions. When the client machine needs to access for the physical storage array, it will have a copy of logical storage of the informations. Through the logical storage of information, the data is been accessed. That is how actually the operation has been done. Okay. Such type of representing all our data is being represented in the form of logical fashion, and the storing of informations in the form of using a less sizes is nothing but the archivals. Archivals means like representing the physical information in a condensed manner, in a addressed fashions. Okay. This is actually the main objectives whenever we have a lot of transactions records in the businesses, like either it may be a medium businesses or it may be a small businesses, there will be some transactions. Okay. If you are keeping those transactions for a long time, it become a big. Okay. For that, every time what we do, we analyze the transaction and we keep only the important transactions for a backup. Okay, instead of keeping all the transactions at a time, we keep only the important records. Okay, and similarly, if we are having a email transactions will be done for a small and a large businesses. If you want to keep a backup of an email, it requires long memory storage. Instead of that, we keep only the important email messages, and the other informations will be removed back at the timely fashions. Okay, such type of operations is called archivals. Like that, the three different versions of backup purpose will be done. So the first backup purpose will be disaster recovery, and the second purpose of backup will be operational recovery, and the third type of backup is nothing but the archivals. Okay, this is archivals, means identifying which is the frequently used data and important data and keeping as it is. Okay, for a backups purpose. Okay, instead of just copying how we have done with the timely fashions like that, or we identify the operational recovery like that. These are the three different purpose we are using it. Now let us understand how what are the different types of topologies are there for the backups. Okay, there are three types of backup environment we have. One type is direct attached backup. Okay, so this direct attached backup is similar like how we are directly copying with the servers. As I was showing the single point of failures, each infrastructures, either it may be a client machines, we are adding installing the multipath software to identify what are the different types of multipaths, alternative paths are available for the communication and shortest path. So like that, direct attached backup is a some point of backups which is directly connecting to the servers. Okay, the backup element is directly connecting to the servers, or the backup element is directly connected to the corresponding devices where we need to take the backups like that. Okay, the second type of backups, the backups can be taken by using the local area networks. Okay, local area network based backups. Okay, this is the second type of backups where we take the backup by using a small servers. Okay, by using a small server and connecting to the local area networks, which we call it as a metadata. So that means the information about the data is kept in one servers, and the data will be freed from continuous taking the backups. When we are performing such type of operations, obviously we need to have a local storage area networks. So where it contains a client machines and as well as a backup servers, as well as a small storage nodes along with the backup devices. Okay, like backup infrastructures like that. Okay, and the backups will be transferred from the source machines to the destination node. Destination nodes are something like backup devices over the local area networks. Okay, so the next type of backup is storage area network based backups. So what do you mean by that? The storage area network based backup means if you want to take a backups by using a different client machines, that means taking the backup by a small number of client machines will be done by the local area networks. If you need to have to take up the backup by using a large number of client machines, and if the backups needs some extra software, okay, the extra software for taking the backups. Extra software may be considered, will be considered as a server configurations, okay, server configurations, and intermediate backups will be taken. It is looks like this, okay. So one infrastructures will be calling as a backup servers, okay. So the backup servers, okay, these backup servers will be connecting along with the LAN, okay, will be connecting along with the LAN. These LAN will be connecting to the application servers or a backup client, okay. So it contains one more stage by the name called backup client. So these backup client in turns will be connecting to fiber channels, okay, in turns will be connecting to the fiber channel networks, okay, where we call it as a fiber channel storage area networks, and these storage area networks will be connecting to the backup devices, okay. So that means the client servers, okay, the client server when it needs to take a backup for the different by using a infrastructures called fiber channel storage area networks. Such fiber channel storage area networks is called as here we have something called storage nodes, okay, storage nodes. It's not only communicating with the single clients, it is communicating with the different clients, okay. And whenever we perform such type of operations, like either by using a local area network for connecting the servers and keeping the operations, along with that we use a extra fiber channel storage area network for communicating along with the backup devices along with the node, which we call it as mixed, okay, mixed topologies, mixed topology, okay. So mixed type of topologies, and these type of implementations, mixed type of topology is being implemented to performs a operations of cost avoidance, okay. Whenever we use a fiber channels for a small number of communications client machines, then the cost will be increases, but immediately sometimes the client machines will be more. At that cases we need to have fiber channel storage area network, so that the local server location identifications and reducing the administrative overheads and all, like managing for the client machines, so like local area machines and managing for a storage area machines. It's a tedious task to perform such type of operations. To overcome the avoiding of overhead of using the multiple storage area networks, we use something called mixed topology. So this mixed topology contains both client machine as well as the fiber local area networks as well as a fiber channel local area networks, so that it can avoid the cost of management and other things, okay. So by this I will conclude the session along with the concept which we have discussed. As I was telling that the main objective of this session is to cover a single point of failures, okay, by performing an operations called redundancy and designing a multipath failures, so that we can identify the different paths, and by doing that not only we are avoiding the failures, we can also increase the performance of the storage area networks. And we identified what is the main purpose, the goal of backups. The goal of backup is to perform the disaster recovery. That disaster recovery is done by the identifying recovery point of objective and recovery time of objective. So we need to identify the particular point where we need to take a backup, and we need to identify the particular time where we need to take the backup. By using those two parameters, we can perform the disaster recovery operations. And the second thing which we are, the purpose of backup is to perform something called operational recovery. So every operations which we are performing in the businesses needs to be taken backup, and those things will be used for the analysis purpose. And the third type is archival. Archival means all the data is not stored in the backup if it is a small business operations and medium business operations. All the storages will be analyzed and then it is been stored. Such type of methodology of analyzing each storage parameters and then storing taking the backup is called as archivals. That is what we have done. All these operations cannot be done by as we like. We need to identify the different types of topologies. Okay, one type of topology is direct attached topology, where we are directly attaching whatever the operations which we have done it, but it is more cost because every devices needs to have an redundancy operations. To overcome that, we take a group of clients, okay, and group of clients needs being taken with the backup devices. So these backup devices will be using some softwares, okay, which is called as by using a local area networks, okay. So and the third type of backups is by using a storage area networks, when we have a large number of servers, so large number of client machines. At that cases we need to add some servers along with the clients for taking the backups by adding an infrastructure called fiber channel networks, and then we have a mixed type of storage area network to reduces the cost and management overhead and all by combining both LAN and WAN networks like that. So these was the session we have covered till now. We will continue in the next class. Thank you so much.